Hey guys, Button25 here, watching launch of Electron on the Pics or It Didn't Happen mission.
Stage 1 and Stage 2 are pressed.
This will deploy 7 satellites into a 500 kilometer orbit.
High flow engine purge enabled.
For multiple customers, including Canon Electronics,
Water deluge
planet
is active.
and in-space missions. So the primary payload is the Canon Electronics ZSat-1B, which is to demonstrate the Earth imaging technology with high-resolution wide-angle cameras, as well as test microsatellite for mass production.
10, 9, 8, 7.
You can see there,
5.
You can see the
4,
engine shell.
3, 2, 1.
Ignition and liftoff. So the next wave spacecraft
Stage 1 propulsion is
launching
nominal.
for Planet, and are the latest generation Super Duff satellites. Planet currently operates the largest Earth observation satellite network.
We're at T plus 45 seconds into flight, and we've had a successful liftoff from Pad A at Launch Complex 1. Next up will be Max Q, which is the point when the rocket is under the maximum amount of aerodynamic stress during its ascent.
Pad 2 is at, or Launch Complex 2, or whatever they're calling it, is at Wallops in Virginia. So, these 5 Super Duffs Swap 4-year equipped with new sensors to enable higher image quality with sharper, more vibrant colours and accurate surface reflectance.
There's that call out from the team in Mission Control confirming Electron has passed through Max Q.
And time series analysis. And the spinal spacecraft aboard Electron for this mission has been supplied by British Small Mission Prime in Space Missions. The Faraday 1 is a 6U CubeSat, and it's hosted as a host payload mission providing a low-cost route to orbit for startup institutions and large corporate R&D groups. It provides a first flight demonstration of InSpace's own software. Find payload that will enable
Coming up are 3 events which will occur in close proximity. First, the 9 Rutherford engines will power down on the first stage, commonly known as main engine cutoff, or MECO, before Stage 1 and Stage 2 separate. Then the vacuum-optimized engine on Stage 2 will ignite as the vehicle continues onward.
Of course, the interesting thing about Electron
entering Stage 1 burnout detect mode
is the pumps for the engines are electrically powered. Whereas typically you would burn some of the fuel spin pumps. I'm sorry, what the heck is that? Is that meant to happen? 'Cause there's definite deformation going on there.
And MECO confirmed.
Good.
Stage 2 mission.
Yeah, there was definite deformation on the main.
We've had a clean Stage 1 and Stage 2
there.
separation. Electron is continuing on nominally. You can see the nozzle on that second stage engine beginning to glow as it makes its way to orbit. And we're now at T plus 3 minutes, with fairing separation coming up in a few seconds.
fairing jettison.
We should see those flying past, probably. There was a bit of a jolt there. There they go.
And there goes the fairing. You've just seen it flying away from the vehicle there. The payloads are now exposed, ready for deployment.
Well, they're not ready for deployment yet, they're not in orbit. But, I mean, this first stage is just good to crash into the ocean, but later on...
As you can see, we're continuing to climb at 9,500 kilometers per hour, and Electron is currently at 140 kilometers altitude.
So they're above the Kármán line.
Above the Earth on its way to orbit. And one of the perks of the job, we've got an incredible view of the Earth below us.
the way they're going to recover that is basically they're going to let the first stage kind of just ghost re-enter. I think they're going to deploy a balloon, as it's called, which is a combination of basically a balloon and a parachute. That will help decelerate it and keep the drag from, well, basically try to limit re-entry heating, I think. And then they're going to deploy basically a power wing.
We're now 4 minutes into flight and Electron is continuing to look good. We've got a couple of boxes left to tick off ahead of kick stage separation,
Well,
those being battery hot swap and second engine cutoff coming up shortly. Electron is soaring to space at a speed of 10,900 kilometers per hour.
So then the power wing is going to deploy, they're basically going to chase it down with a helicopter. Basically hook a line that's kind of trailing from the power wing. That will collapse. Then they've got some mechanism to collapse the chute, and they're going to put it down on a boat. I don't quite know how they put it down on a boat is going to work, because like, are they going to have a net that they're going to set it down on?
Stage 2 propulsion is nominal.
It's still quite delicate. They are 3D printed though, which is interesting.
Now in about 90 seconds time, Electron will perform its battery hot swap. The pumps on the Rutherford engine are powered by batteries, and once these have been depleted, we swap power over to a new battery, allowing us to save mass on the way to orbit.
I do not know why they do not do that on the first stage, probably because of a shorter burn time. And dropping batteries in the
200
ocean.
seconds remaining.
Here you've got
Altitude
a
is
good chance of
190
this stuff.
kilometers and speed is
The battery's burning up, not being a concern.
8 kilometers per second.
I don't know what kind of batteries they are.
Feed battery discharge nominal, approaching hot swap, roughly 36.
Oh, that's not good. The speed looks to be decreasing. Ooh. We might have had a failure. There might have been an issue with the hot swap by the looks of things. Ooh, things have suddenly gotten interesting. And it's quite likely we've got loss of telemetry as well. Oh, no. Okay, that's odd. Oh good, the vehicle appears to be falling back.
Okay, all stations on mission coord. Initiating the SAP response plan.
Okay, yeah, it seems the vehicle's
So as you
failed.
can see, Electron is at 13,700 kilometers per hour. It is 191 kilometers above the Earth's surface as we're waiting for battery hot swap.
Yeah, you can keep waiting. Things look to be not going well. Especially that rate of descent. Appears to be an issue with hot swap, which would lead to a flame out of the Rutherford engine. Yeah, that thing is, it is gaining speed, but it is also falling back. Oh boy.
At this time, it looks like the signal for our video feed has become too weak to receive. However, we are still receiving good telemetry from Electron.
Are you
so
now?
we're going to switch over to mission control and we'll provide updates throughout the rest of the mission.
Mate, it does not look like things are going well for you. The thing is falling back. So I'm currently on Twitter trying to find any information I can. But it looks like we may have seen a failure of Electron. You can also see Peter Beck, the CEO or something, I don't know, of Rocket Lab in the back there, I believe. Yep, there's definite loss of telemetry. Yeah, things are definitely not looking too good right now. It's not likely that there was an issue with the other set of batteries. Okay, now would be when the kick stage would separate, but... well, by this point, good chance the vehicle is slammed into the Pacific. Live telemetry did show the rocket falling, and that's not good. This has failed. That would make this Electron's second failure. Yes, the first launch in 2017 was a failure, and it's been fully successful since then. I mean, this isn't good because this seriously hinders... there's a good chance of this seriously hindering Rocket Lab coming forward while they have to investigate this.
Stations on mission control.
This is Mission Control in Auckland. It appears we have lost our video feed for today's mission. Without these beautiful views from launch, we're going to end today's webcast here, but stay tuned to social media for our updates. Thanks again for joining us for another Electron mission.
Yeah, let's face it, we all know this thing went... well, this mission basically went to arseways. Okay, apparently... Rocket Lab is still receiving telemetry, but it appears the second stage isn't functioning properly. Huh. Oh well, that was the launch, I guess. More like a launch failure of Rocket Lab's Pics didn't happen mission. I'm Bottom25. Goodbye.